So we pretty much all know that having a really good quality thumbnail is really, really important for our YouTube videos and our YouTube channel as a whole. But we also know that we don't always have somebody around to take our professional pictures and stuff. So I wanted to kind of walk you guys through today how I take my own thumbnails for my YouTube videos. So first things first is mentioning that I do have a Canon M50. That's what I'm filming on right now, and I love it. It is like a mini DSLR camera. That's what it looks like, and it's really lightweight, really easy for vlogging, and I really, really like it. So that's that. But then also I have a Sigma 1.4 lens on my camera, and I use an adapter to connect the lens to the camera because the Canon lens is for like a bigger DSLR camera, but you can just buy an adapter and it works all the things out. So that's a part. The reason I'm explaining all that is because obviously this is a part of me taking my thumbnails for myself. So that's that. And then another tech piece that I love with this camera, it comes with a app, and literally you can pause your recording from the app, but you can also just go and hit this button to take your pictures as well. So if I wanted to, there's two ways to do your thumbnails overall. So you can either take them in video, like I could literally just stop right now and be like, okay, let me get a thumbnail, and I'll be like, there you go. Or, so I didn't know what to do. Or you can just, I don't know, like, can be a thumbnail, whatever you want to do. You can take your screenshots of that, and that can be like that can be your thumbnail. Or what I do is after my video, I just remember to take a good thumbnail every time afterwards. I like the photo version because then I repurpose those photos on my Instagram and all other places too. So that is what I do, but that's kind of like my techie stuff that y'all kind of need to know. And I do have my camera and everything on a tripod. It is my very first tripod, so it is crusty, but I do have everything on a tripod to allow me to be able to take like hands-free pictures. And something I will mention, I did used to have a little remote that I will link below for you guys too, but it's like a remote that you literally just click and take your pictures, or you like, you know, like, you just click it. But the good thing about this camera is it actually has like the remote in your phone. So it's really, really cool. So the remote that I used to use is for my T5i that I haven't really been using as much. So yeah. Okay, so that's like the techie part of what you guys need to know, how I take my thumbnail, my YouTube thumbnails for and just my pictures overall for my YouTube channel in general, really. So yeah, so that's that, the techie part. Now the second thing, of course, is the posing part. So just like, I'm gonna go move this tree over to this side so I can just do different poses and stuff with it to cover up that gray box right there. It doesn't obviously cover it up, but it helps it. So then if I wanted to, so one, that's just like the background part. But then the other part about the actual posing, I really like to have my thumbnails be like some type of expressive face. So whether it's like, or like or whatever it may be, that's what I just like to do within my thumbnail pictures. So, my thumbnail pictures or whatever. So I like to be sure it is expressive. It shows what the video is actually about. Because what I used to do is I just used to like take random photos and hope it worked for that video. And that's just wasn't a good idea, right? Because it doesn't even make sense. If it's like 8 reasons you shouldn't do this with your content, and I'm like, it's not as impactful, I guess to say. So you want something that's, one, going to catch somebody's attention. 2, you want something that is actually very expressive and something that actually tells somebody what the video is about before they even click on it, because that's important. So, and a good way to see if your thumbnails are doing well is your click-through rate, to see actually how many people are actually clicking on your video at all once they see it, either on the suggested side, on the home page, on wherever it may be, overall on YouTube. So yeah, like I said before, I do like to mix up my backgrounds. So sometimes you guys know I'm the background queen, okay? And I do have this thing in my living room where it's like, I have a video on this too about how to do like backdrops and stuff like that. So you can do that too. But recently I've been feeling just like the natural-esque backgrounds. Just like I said, I moved the tree over. I'm gonna move it back over. There we go. And so that way, if I wanted to turn my camera a little bit and then get really close to the camera too, it's like, boom, you see that? All right, so mix up your background, make it cute, make it, you know, whatever. Also, For filming, I do change my clothes in between. So something you do, I just want to make sure you get a thumbnail that's different, because these thumbnails are going to probably be back to back to back to back on your channel. So it's going to be really, really important to make sure that you look different in your thumbnail, so it's not like, doesn't look like all the same video. Another thing is how close you are to the camera. So if you have a thumbnail and you're like, unless that's a beauty shot, you don't really need to be that close to the camera. I like to be a good distance from the camera, so I don't want to be all the way here all the time. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I will be like middle, like right here, okay? And something else that I learned, I did like a section of video production and stuff in college, and one of the things that I learned in that class and that section of my learning, whatever, what am I trying to say? Is to be on the thirds. So usually I would do something right here or even right here, because typically whenever I know whenever I take my YouTube thumbnails that I'm going to be putting some text over it. So if I stand right here, there's no way I can put a lot of text over here or a lot of text over here. So I like to stand like over here and either look at it. See what I'm saying? Or like point to it. See? That way, whenever I throw text on it, it makes sense, you know? So imagine, you have to think about that in advance. So imagine if I was like this, and the text was over here. That doesn't make any sense. So you have to think about what you're doing before you actually do it. You have to think about what it's gonna look like in the end, start with the end in mind, and then create your thumbnails based on that. Then also, of course, like I said before, this is just really important, which is why I'm repeating it. Be expressive, okay? Like, you want people to know what the video is really about, what you're kind of tackling. If it's a touchy topic, you can be like, or just something, I don't know, making stuff up as I go. So just get used to it. I will also say, look at people in your niche and see what type of thumbnails and expressive faces and they do, and then go off of that. This is just how I take my thumbnails for my channel, because I know that the expressive faces, the me in the picture, I will say that me in the picture works way better than me just having a blank picture of something. So people want to know that you're a real person. This is a real video that's going to be really good and have a real person in it. So you do want to make sure that your thumbnails do have a picture of you somewhere in it. And then of course, over time, you will get your angles. All right. So you will get to know what works best for you, all right? So it's gonna take time. It's gonna take you time being in the camera, getting comfortable with the camera, and knowing what angles, again, work best for you. Again, I have a huge window I'm sitting in front of right now, or I'm standing in front of right now, and my camera is like facing me. You guys can see the lighting keeps changing, so I'm obviously in natural lighting. But yeah, so that's how I do it. That's kind of the posing backdrop type of level of it. Ooh. And before I forget, be sure you join our Facebook group if you are a small business owner, if you are somebody looking to build your brand around your business. You are needed. You need to be in the Facebook group. Both of those. You are needed and you need to be in the Facebook group. And I will link it down below for you. Just be sure you answer all the questions, application questions to get in. So yeah. Check it out down below in the description box. So something else is timing of when I take these. Like I said before, like I do take them pretty much after every single video. That way I'm not confused. I don't like to take it before, just because I just don't like to, honestly. And I like to have the vibe of the video after I've already recorded it. So I do usually take my thumbnails just afterwards, just because that's my own preference, but obviously that's up to you. So yeah, okay, so the last thing is to get creative. You can move around, you can go to different locations. Typically, my thumbnails are probably right here. There was a section where my thumbnails were on my, oh gosh, on my bed, and I was like standing over there and sitting on my bed. Sorry. And I'll show you guys in that in a minute. But yeah, so here's just a different background. You guys can see it's in the same room, but it's a little bit different, you know. And then I moved a tree over here, so it's part of the shot, right? And then I also just have everything else in the background too. So yeah, this is how I take my thumbnails over here. And again, the lighting's changing because I'm with natural light. So yeah, so anyway, that's that. And then also when it comes to your thumbnails, whenever you're out and you're cute and stuff like that, ask somebody to take a picture of you, or ask like your significant other or your friend or whoever you're with to take a quick picture of you. Take it in the landscape way, unless you're gonna do this and then put something next to it. You know what I mean? Because obviously the thumbnails are like this, right? So that's what I do, is I take pictures outside too. So professional pictures that I take from my website, or I take just pictures. Me and my friend go out and take pictures different times. I will literally have thumbnails in mind. I will have my website in mind. I will have this in mind, just all types of things in mind. But since this video is really about like one-on-one, the biggest way that I take my own photos is literally just using my Canon M50, using my app through here, and then literally just clicking and going. Okay, so yes, the posing does matter. Of course, you can like vary it up. You can get closer. You can be like, and you're real close, whatever you want to do. Okay, so that's that. But then also when it comes to editing, I also do use what is it called? FameBit? No, not FameBit. What is it called? Hold on, I gotta go look at it now because I want to say it right. Facetune. Okay, so I use Facetune, and how I use Facetune, actually, I'm gonna edit one right here so you guys can see how I do this. So this is one that I took the other day. So this is literally how I do this too. So I literally just go, and again, I defocus the background. It's already blurry, of course, because I told you with my lens, it's already blurry. But I like to just do a little bit more. Why not? Because it's gonna make you pop. You're gonna pop up from the background. So there you go. Click. And then I'm gonna go detail out my eyes. Boom. Boom. Detail my nose. Boom, boom. Detail a little part of my lip. And then I am going, detail out my hair, headband, my shirt. Okay. And then I'm gonna go and smooth out these under eyes of mine. Boom, boom, boom. And then smooth my face just a little bit. So here we go. And then done. See how easy that was? Oh, see how easy that was? In this photo I did take myself. So again, like I said, with this photo that I took on my phone right here, I literally just had that Canon app open. I'll open it back up again. Let me stop this recording on my phone. So yeah, I literally just have this, and sometimes I will hide my phone. I just took a thumbnail just now, and I have my laptop like this, and my phone is just tucked behind my laptop to look like I'm typing or something, but I'm literally just clicking the button as I take the photo. Nifty. That's literally how I take my photos. I hope this video wasn't all over the place. I did not realize how hard it was gonna be to try to film on the camera that I'm trying to show you guys how I take photos with. Like what? Like I didn't think that through, but hopefully this was helpful. Overall, again, I mix up my backgrounds. I mix up my location too. So sometimes I'll be on my bed, sometimes I'll be on my couch, sometimes I'll be on my floor, sometimes I'll be standing up. And that way just gives it like a various thing. Even if you only have like a 1-bedroom, say you live with your parents or live with other people and you only have your room to take pictures in, you can get a lot of different angles too. So just like I'm right here, and then I could do one, if this thing would, this freaking tripod. If I want to do one right here, background, I don't know why I did the piece on, I don't know. Okay, then you go over, and then you do one over here, boom. And then you can go on, like I go on my bed, I get on my floor, and you can do however many you want. So that's really how I do my thumbnails for my YouTube videos, honestly. Most of my thumbnails are me taking them myself, and then some of them are for my professional like photo shoots and stuff that I take with my friend or that I actually get done. So yup, I hope this video was helpful. Again, let me know down below in the comments. I really hope it wasn't all over the place. I do hope it was really, really helpful for you guys. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect, but you do want to have a really, really good, clear, like bright thumbnail. So I do try to, sometimes I do turn off my exposure on my, on the picture through my phone whenever I'm editing it, so the thumbnail is really, really bright and really pops. But again, it's up to you and your style. So if you have a style that's more like you know, like darker, I guess to say, for your thumbnails, then obviously, or for your channel, then obviously doing a darker filter over your photo would work too. So anyway, you guys, I hope this video was helpful. I feel like it was all over the place, but I hope it wasn't. So that's how I take my thumbnails. Again, I vary up my background. I have a Canon M50 Sigma 1.4 lens that I love. And that's what helps me have the blurred backdrop already, or background already. And then I just go into Facetune and blur it out a little bit, make my eyes pop, make my hair pop, and yeah.